guys, not exactly the way I planned on starting our sneak peek to our podcast and sneak peek to our YouTube channel, but we make plans and God laughs. So just to give you a backstory before we get rolling on the podcast that we shot, I had an idea. Hey, I want to shoot Mom for Mother's Day. That's the first person. She's the architect of Archie. She's made me who I am. She's built me up, built our family. Called Mom. Mom drove in like 8 hours. Got here. Shelby came in 6.5 hours. Oh my goodness. Amazing, right? I ask, they show up. They're always supportive. They're awesome. They're excited about this. Shelby and I are doing this together. So here they are. We think we're podcasters from way back. We are not. We've learned that. But good thing is all the things that we messed up on, we learned from. We recorded it once, had to go back, record it the second time, and I'll play. The first clip of the podcast is the moment we realized the second time that we had not been recording the whole first half. So enjoy. Hope you get a laugh out of it. I did not laugh when it happened. I laugh now. Everything's okay. We've learned a lot in the first episode. So enjoy this one because June 1st, our channel's going to kick off. We're going to give details, but it's going to be so good. But I promise you there's going to be a whole lot more of this. A whole lot more of me looking like this because, hey, it's Unapologetically Archie and a whole lot more of dogs cutting in. And that's real, and that's what we're going to be. It's not all monologues in a chair with pretty makeup and pretty fashion. That's not who I am. So, love you guys. Enjoy this. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to our first episode of Unapologetically Archie. Today we are going to honor our mother and all she does for us, a woman whose love knows no bounds, a woman who can't stop giggling in the background as I make this video, the greatest unpaid therapist you could ever ask for, a 0 to 100 real fast, 5 foot flat lady who will fight a grown man in the street if you mess with her kids, hot-tempered, feisty, most loving woman in the world, the original builder, the builder of myself, my 2 sisters, and a contributor of the man my brother is today. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but she thinks it's great. She's the architect of our magical life and the matriarch who raised 4 children, each unique in their own ways. She loves us anyways. So, without further ado, we're going to kick this thing off, and we're going to welcome my mom, and Shelby, my sister, is going to help us interview her today. So, here we go. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Let's go have some fun.
This is not recording.
Close out. Let's get her kicked off then. I'm Shelby. I'm the little sister / gopher / behind the scenes taker of the brunt craziness with the chaos, which is amazing and wonderful and also terrifying all at the same time.
This is the one I introduced. Say hi, Mama.
Hi. Hi, y'all.
Hi, y'all. Are you nervous?
No.
No? Are you
No.
excited?
I don't know what y'all are about to do, so yes.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Excited, a little scared?
So anxious.
Not scared.
I tried to make you
I'm
scared.
curious.
I tried to make you anxious.
I know, you tried to scare me.
But in all honesty, we did have a little bit of practice because we shot this podcast, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We shot the whole thing, and it was great. And we'll even put clips at the end. I think Shelby's going to put those
Oh, yes. It's going to be so fun.
Because half of it recorded, but the entire first half did not record.
Did not.
So we're just redoing it together. So we're going to get through it. But I feel a little bit more comfortable about it, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was a God wink, for sure. And I'm not going to say whose fault it was, Shelby, but, you know, she forgot to push record.
Technology. I won't call it the app because we really want to get some sponsors.
Yeah.
Just
I
kidding.
trust both of you more now.
Yeah. So the first segment we're going to do is Meet the Matriarch, right? Is that what you're calling it?
Yes. I mean, you like architect things, so maybe it's like meet the matriarchitect.
Meet the matriarchitect. And you are the matriarchitect. You made all of us. You designed us. Are we exactly what you wanted?
Oh, yeah, and more.
She's like, a lot more.
Yeah.
So much more.
I'd rather just, instead of matriarch, I'd rather just stick with Mama.
Mama? Mama's
That's
good?
fine.
What about
That
Mommy?
works. Mama.
You don't like Mommy when I tell us, or I could tell them why I already know why.
Mommy dearest?
Does Hank
Yes.
We would say Mommy when we were little, and she's like, do not call me Mommy, Mama. We were like, why? She's like, that's what they said on Mommy Dearest. I don't like that.
I've never beat you with hanger.
What is Mommy
I'm
Dearest?
not a hanger.
Oh, she's
It's
too
a
young.
movie. Where you been, kid? It's a movie. It's a crazy
That
I
is
have
movie.
no
kind of
idea.
what I'll explain later, honey.
Okay, Mommy.
We'll watch it together.
So you'll get to know her. Shelby, you want to do like rapid fire questions to her or something, or
Yes. What do you want to stick with kind
you
of
want
the
to go back and
same?
forth? Just get to know her.
Yes.
We'll
What's
do
your
that.
favorite color?
Yellow.
She said rapid. That was rapid.
Now my turn.
I have a lot of
Favorite
yellow.
flower?
Yellow roses.
Yellow roses.
It's pretty good. Favorite movie? Mommy Dearest?
No, close, but no. That's hard. I have a lot of
Rapid
them.
fire. Pick one.
Oh, I don't know. I have a lot of them. Hope floats.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Favorite meal to cook for your family?
Spaghetti.
Rapid.
This is fast enough. I have to think.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your best attribute in your opinion?
Loving people.
That's true. That's very accurate.
That's easy.
Favorite kid? Go.
I don't have a favorite. Whoever asked me at that moment is my favorite. I tell them that. It
Yeah.
works out because everybody asks me that all the time, even the grandkids.
We all want to be your favorite, I think. Go.
Yeah. You know what's funny is Joe probably actually knows who the favorite is and just won't tell us.
Yeah, he's got that.
No.
She's probably told him one or two times.
No. There is no favorite.
Least favorite attribute.
Biggest flaw,
Least
Mom.
favorite?
What's your biggest flaw?
Yeah.
I get my feelings hurt easily. That's a flaw.
That is a flaw.
Yeah.
You got that.
I should be tougher. But yes.
Get comfortable, honey.
If you could go on any trip, where would you go?
Probably back to Italy. Or I like to go to Ireland.
What do they call you in Italy? Why do you like it so much?
Bella. But they call it everybody Bella.
Yeah, but it so made you feel good. You loved it.
Yeah, because it just sounded good coming from them, but I didn't know what it meant.
Doesn't sound like good. Bella.
We were
hey,
shopping.
Bella, come here, Bella.
We were shopping, so everybody calls you Bella.
Yeah. Yeah, you were. You were
So you buy.
Yeah.
Were they saying Bella or Baya?
Baya. Yeah. That's more like
She's like, it could have been that one. I don't know.
Yeah, Bella or Baya? Okay. Was it my turn, or are we going back and forth still?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite memory of us as children? Like, favorite trip we went on when we were little, favorite thing we did, something.
We always went back and forth to Alabama to the beaches a week in the summer with all of you. And y'all grew up doing that for many years.
Gulf Shores
With Momma
Gulf
and
Shores
all
was
the
my
families, all the cousins and everything, which
We'd
is
look-
still like extended family.
Yeah, we'd look off the balcony and y'all all be laying out there with baby oil all covering your bodies. And
All
you'd
ages.
have
Frying.
Yeah, all
47
ages.
stages or 47 shades of brown. All of
Yeah,
you.
50 Shades.
Yeah. Wrong movie, Mom.
This is not that kind of podcast.
How's
No,
your
it was
kids?
fun.
How's your kids?
That was a lot of fun doing those.
Um,
And softball travels and tennis travels,
all of it.
all of that was fun.
Yeah.
All that.
Your go.
Y'all are putting me through the ringer here.
She threw me off. She said Gulf Shores. Now all I'm thinking about is gumbo. Like, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's not weird. Like, I still
Okay.
taste it, but
Squirrel.
stop. What is your favorite grandkid memory?
My favorite memory of my grandchildren are when they were born. And my two granddaughters, I got to cut their cords when they were born. So that's a memory, the first memory and the
That's so
greatest
cool.
memory that I'll never forget.
Those are fun.
So cool. Mom, you're not just a mom to us. You're a mom to 3 girls. One well, Scotty's your half son. Like, no, I guess he's not. I guess you don't have a half son. You have a stepson. You have 3 girls, 1 stepson, and then
3.
you have 3 stepdaughters from your second marriage.
Yes.
So your first marriage came with 3 girls and 1 stepson from Dad's first marriage.
Yes.
Then your second marriage. How long have you and JoJo been married?
9 years.
9 years.
Yes.
Okay.
And I
your-
don't like calling any of them stepchildren. I
I
like
know.
to call,
They're
the
just
way
your
I
girls.
describe it now is our children on Joe's side or our daughters on my side. And Scotty's just all Scott.
Scotty's got,
yeah.
Scotty's
He's a permanent fixer.
What do you
He's
call
the-
him? Say what you say.
Huh?
Say what you say. What you call Scotty.
What do I call it? Or do I do it?
Yeah.
What I do to Scotty?
Yeah.
I always grab him in his face and stuff and go, "Oh, my big old baby boy!"
I remember when he was about to go to Marine boot camp, she'd crawl in the bed with him because he was sleeping in all the time, just trying to relax and enjoy life. He's sleeping in, and she'd get in the bed with him and be like, "My big old baby boy."
You'd like kiss him on his bald head.
Yes, on his bald head. And then when he got back from the Marines, like I think he missed it so
he
much.
brought
He was like,
he brought
a
two
friend
Marines
home.
home with him to visit, and when he did, I went in there and jumped on top of the covers and did it to him, and they all just kind of went. And then he was
he
really
probably
embarrassed.
loved it. He probably loved it.
Didn't you accidentally do it to one of them though?
No,
Because you
no.
thought it was Scotty?
That was
I thought that was a story.
No,
that would've been good
it
though.
embarrassed him in front of the Marine friends. Yes,
He was trying to be a grown man.
but that's what I did from the time he was a baby and born. He would giggle so hard doing
Well,
that. So
tell
I
us
just
about like the difference. There's no difference, like you said. Like,
No.
is it fun? Like,
Scotty was the first child to come along, and he taught me how to be a mother. And so, and then as each of you come along, each of you were girls, and I was happy because, I mean, we already had a son, and then when Scotty came along, I didn't really want his place to be taken. So I was glad to keep having girls. I knew what to do with girls, but then it kept a special spot for Scotty. He was still the only boy.
oh yeah,
So.
I'm glad.
And
I'm
he
glad it
still
all
is.
was girls because he was the only boy. Like that.
And
I
so
think it
he
would've
still
been
had
so-
his
so
special
cool.
place, so he didn't feel second.
No.
I don't think you should make stepchildren feel second.
I think that's one of the gifts that you have. Like, and this is all about getting to know you and celebrating Mother's Day. And like, I think it's one of the gifts that you have. Like, love's not supposed to be divided; it's supposed to be multiplied.
Yeah,
and you
but-
always taught us that. Like, even like random people. Like, we have an Uncle Button that isn't really our uncle, but he's like
My
like,
oldest, like my brother or my oldest son.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
my older brother. He may be my younger brother sometimes. He's crazy, but he's like.
But we've
the
always
best.
been his family.
Yeah, we're his
Yeah.
family, and he's been around us forever. But like, we've never been the kind of family that's like, okay, go home. We're like, oh my gosh, we
have
love
another
you.
child.
We have another member. You know.
We're like, you've been here 5 days. You're
But
leaving so soon?
it's not really a gift. We all have that inside of us. It's just how we use it. If you want to love people and bring them in and make them feel included and just keep expanding your family, then that just brings joy inside. It's not something that I'm special about doing. We can all do it if we want to.
Right.
And if people allow us to do it, if they want to be a part of it and want that love and everything, they usually just come in and
But like, has it been hard ever? Like, is there ever a time where you're like, oh, this is hard? Like your kids, my kids? Because some people
No.
out there like have issues like with that.
that's just me. I don't think so. The more you have, the more they entertain each other, and the less it is for you have to do.
And,
But you
but
get
we're
to
also
sit back
adults. We didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it with blending. Can you imagine blending me and Shelby and Brandy and the other 3 girls in high school? We all would have fought like crazy. All those 6 girls.
A couple of us did.
the two youngest ones,
You did fight, didn't you?
the first, they didn't really fight, but they were territorial about
Territorial.
their things. It was just an adjustment for them, and they were both spoiled
Right.
with single
Were?
parents at the time.
You say where? Where? both
Then they were both spoiled, and then it wasn't hard to blend it.
No,
It
I
wasn't
don't
at
think
all.
it was. And
And then
Maddie's
y'all
just like
all
our
come-
baby sister too.
And it seemed like y'all all come in and helped each other as they went through things, and even the older girls being out of town and things like that, they were there when y'all weren't there, and y'all were there when they couldn't make it in. It all just worked. It just came together.
It has been a blessing, I think.
It has.
I think it's been a good thing.
Talk about like dynamic you growing up with all your brothers and sisters. What that was like and how family was instilled to be a priority with y'all. Like how did grandma and grandpa?
Well, my parents never really showed favoritism to any of us, but everyone will claim that they did. But I was close with all my siblings. I had one sister that was my best friend, but I annoyed her to death. And she was always really close with her best friends in school and things like this, but we were still close. I still shared a room with her and got her time, things in the evenings, like best friends, talking and all. Jimmy and I've always been close because he was the youngest brother. I had 2 older brothers that were more like fathers to me that I dearly love. I lost one when he died at 55, at very early to a heart attack. But the other older brother, I love, and they were like 10, 15 years older than me. So me and Jimmy and Ginger kind of grew up all together. But our parents, I mean, they took us to church. They taught us about God. It was manners and things like this. Respect was the most important thing. My mother would always say, I remember she would say, you don't have to love me, but you're going to respect me. And y'all have heard that a million times from me. Yeah. And that was the motto. I mean, and it was true. You'd get mad and maybe you didn't like me very well, but you had to respect me and show respect. And I wanted y'all to have manners and things, because me growing up with that, it was a big deal and it was special to me. And, you know, you can choose to use them when you get to be adults or not, but I see that y'all do that, and you keep the family morals and values and things, and you love God, and you've all gone closer to God. But it's important to me to watch that and your mannerisms. And then I see it in my grandchildren when y'all correct them and say this in a world where it's odd to see children do that, but instantly and continually I see y'all do that with your children. All of my kids do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that, because it means that y'all listened along the way.
We learned something.
Sometimes. Ashley lets her children run wild.
Well,
They're dogs. They are wild. They have manners sometimes. The big girls have manners. My 3 big girls have manners. My 2 little weenie dogs, they just do whatever they want because they're cute and it's hard.
well, that happens when
It's hard.
when it gets to your babies and you've already gone through so many kids. The little one, the youngest, usually
That's
gets
what
away with
happened
murder.
with Shelby.
It's also, you wore out by that time. You just go, okay, that's not a big deal. Or, you pick your battles, or you go, you along the way you decide, from raising that perfect child and the first child you have and wanting them to be perfect, you finally kind of relax a little bit and expand a little bit and decide what's being a child and what's being bad.
Right. It's funny, though, that you said about the manners and stuff, because at 37, I'll be 38 in a month. Like, it's crazy. Like, I still get compliments. People still constantly say, you don't have to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, oh, no, I do. If my mom was in the room, it's a requirement. Like,
But-
I appreciate you teaching us that. And I love telling my nieces and nephews, like, what did you just say?
But it's odd, because I say ma'am or yes ma'am and things, and people tell me that, and they're my age, or they're like you don't have to say that to me, but in my heart, that's just part of who I am.
When it was instilled, like it was
Yes.
just a thing, like you show respect to
Yes.
any older.
To even
We
a
still
stranger,
have moments,
I mean-
and Justin laughs at me because we'll be somewhere and he's like, "What did you just say?" I was like, Mr. Herb, and he's like, "No," and I'm like, I can't call him by his first name. He's like, Shelby. I'm like, I can't call him by their first name.
Until
It's
they
not gonna
tell you
happen.
to.
You're going to be Mr. Johnny. You're going to be Mr. Ed. You're going to be Mr. like whatever, because I can't just look at somebody older and be
odd.
like, I know you told me to call you this, but I can't.
Well,
I
we were
can't.
taught you call them Mr. and Mrs. until they tell you to call them by the first name.
Even when they
then
tell
it's
you,
weird,
though,
though.
sometimes, like,
It's
especially,
hard.
like, much older people.
That's
like,
when y'all put Mr. before Johnny and Mr. before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a habit, and Swayze laughs because I tell her, like, no, and Justin's like, I'm going to go down to so-and-so's house, and I'm like, Mr. John or Miss Ann. Like, there is no, and they're like, no, you do not, and I'm like, no, I'm not going
Well,
to call
it's
you your
cute.
name. It's going to be, we're going to put a cute little Miss or Mr. in front of it either way,
Yeah.
because it's just weird to me. Like,
Well,
it's
y'all
like
picked,
a weird and
y'all
still
kind of picked up
respect
doing
thing.
that on your own. I never made y'all do that or say that. It was always their last name. But y'all come up with that, which is cute and it's respectful.
Well, it just feels uncomfortable.
It feels uncomfortable, except for me, like Frankie's Frankie, George is George,
Yeah.
because they're like my grandparents.
Well,
so.
it's easy, it
Yeah.
seems easier because they instill it.
They're like grandma. It's like going to grandma and grandpa's house when we go to the assisted living facility. Those people are like my best friends.
Yeah. And you can't be like,
Your extended
Mama,
family.
so you can't be
Yeah.
like Mama and Papa. It's like,
So
Frankie
see,
and
y'all
George, that's
extend,
their names.
George, yeah.
y'all extend your families too.
But that's the thing.
It's
Yeah,
just-
you've always instilled that in us, and that's like my favorite thing about you, Mom. Is like you've always taught us, like, that's the thing. The magical thing about you is the love that you give, the love that you show. Just like you were talking about, like, I didn't tell y'all to do that, but you showed us, like, you've always been an example of what we should do.
Well, thank you, but it's just something that is in people. It's in your heart. You just and when you learn to use it or you choose to use it, it just brings joy to you. And
I agree.
I mean that.
I agree. Don't get me wrong. We've all had our fights and our knockdown, drag out moments. Like we've all
certainly
gone
not
through
a perfect mom. I never have been.
Well, I don't think anybody is.
Yeah.
It's not like you know how to be a parent. Like there's a lot of people laying on a couch somewhere telling their therapist, like, my mommy does this. I've been in that, like, those situations when I've talked to my therapist and said, my mom, made me feel like this, made me feel like that. As I get older, I realize, like, my mom made me feel like that because she had no idea what she was doing, because there's not a book. There's lots of books, but there's not a book for each child, and you have to parent differently. That was my question. My next question is, how is it parenting? You've talked about how it was with Scotty. Like, how was it parenting 3 girls? Like, 3 years apart, me and Brandy, and then you waited and had Shelby 8 years after you had me, so there's a big age gap. What was it like, 3 different girls? Because you can tell what are our personalities and how that was.
Well, you and Brandy were always like best friends, and then with Scotty and Chad, when y'all all got together, I mean, y'all were all like best friends, and your typical kids, you fuss and you play and just fun stuff like that. And then Shelby came along later, and y'all were like more like mothers to her, playing baby dolls with her. So that's a big help.
Yeah.
Helping raise her and all. It just worked. It just came together, and but. I mean, it was fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. Y'all fought like sisters, and and physical or whatever you did.
Yeah.
But you were typical kids.
Yeah.
I'm out on that one.
And you just,
I don't remember really like fighting with Brandy. Not like
you
that.
didn't
Like
fight
we were
with them.
closer in age, so it was a big difference for me.
Yeah, if we would have fought you, we would have hurt you. We would fight in the car on the way to school. We'd go over the back seat and claw each other.
They all babied you and had fun with you, just like they all do with Swade now.
Yeah.
I mean, you were fun to them. You were a baby doll, and then when they got tired of you, they would push you to Mama.
We'd lock you out of our room. And
it's ironic though, because like we didn't do that growing up because there was an age gap. Me and Ashley are on the way to like a golf tournament yesterday, and she's like bump, I'm like smack, and we're smacking each other in the truck.
You're making up for it now.
We're making up for it.
But I don't have to be there to correct you.
But you said a while ago too, the other question, I'm going to skip Shelby's question. I'll get back, let you do too. But the other question is, like, you said you all know Jesus, and like, can you tell the difference in the last 2 years with us?
With you or with them?
With all of you. I know it was
You
probably
all
a big
knew.
deal, like when I got back to God, like almost 3 years ago. Now I know that was a big shift in our family because y'all had all been praying for that. But don't you see the difference in like our maturity levels and like the way we are, like our relationships without you?
Yes.
Because you've instilled that. Our relationships, I feel like, have grown like exponentially. Me, Scotty, Brandy, Shelby.
Yes, and that's what's rewarding, is sitting and watching y'all get closer to God after struggles you've gone through or questions. And just like me as a child, when I was grown and moved out of the house after 18 and things, you don't get away from God, but you get out of church and things. And then later in life, you get back in church and you get your kids back in church, and then they get to choose to go their ways, and they get out. That doesn't mean they're not close to God, but to see you all come back and not have questions or doubts and things, to see you all come back as you've matured, yes, it's been a great blessing to me to watch that. And I've learned as a mother with you girls, it's used to, one would call upset with something would happen, and then when y'all did that, it would break my heart, and then I'd have to fix it, just like you did when you were children. I'd have to fix it, so I'd call this one and say, no, this is what she meant, or this is what she meant, it's okay. So y'all call each other, and I'd tell them, this is what she meant, try to smooth it over, and get y'all to call each other. But then that turned into a disaster, because one didn't want to give
You're
up for the
taking
other.
her side.
Yes, but
You always take her side.
But then I realized the smartest thing a mother can do is stay out of it. And when your kids call you for advice or to talk to you or to vent about the other one, by the end of the day, they're going to work it out. They're going to be fine. All they had to do is spew and fuss about this one and that one. Mm-hmm. And y'all really don't want my advice. If you do, you'll ask for it. And my motto's always been, if you want me to tell you the truth, you can ask me, but don't ask me if you don't want the truth, how I feel about it, and I'll stay out of it. If you don't, and y'all really don't call to ask me for the truth. You ask me to pray a lot for you, but the most important thing is when you call like that, the best thing is to stay out of it. And it's the hardest thing for a mother to do is let go and let God. And all I'll do is pray, I hope they work this out because it's breaking my heart to hear one cry or upset at the other. But y'all do it quicker now. You forgive quickly, which I've tried to teach you all your adult lives. Forgive quickly. Don't hang on to it. Let it go immediately.
It's changed us, I think.
Yes, but y'all had to go through things to know that. And I had to go through things to know, why didn't I do that 40 years ago? I'm about to be 65. Why did I not do that? Why didn't I learn that much younger? Which I try to get y'all to do. Do it this way, and you skip over all that pain, but it's never going to work. Nobody can tell me that. Nobody can tell y'all. You have to figure it out yourself. And if you need me, you'll call me. Which y'all do a lot.
That's one of the things that we've struggled with. I'm 8 years ahead of her, so I always want to go, stop. Let me bubble wrap you. Don't do that. Go that way. And she's going.
Well, she listens to you better than she does me.
Well, I think we have this connection, this different connection, and I'm thankful to God for it. But there's times where she's like, "You don't want me to go over there, but I just want to see what it is," and she does it anyways, And I'm going, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But she's just like I was,
And
I have to have grace for her, She's got to walk her own path and make her own decisions, And I'm just like, okay, I'm just telling you, and if you don't take it, then that's okay.
It's like when your children fall. You want to grab them up, pick them up, dust them off, and take care of it. But you have to let them fall. You have to go let them get scraped up and figure out how to stop the bleeding themselves and fix it. It's hard for a mother to let go of that when she wants to protect. But you'll always be a mother. No matter how old you get, no matter how old your kids get, you're always going to be a mother who wants to fix it. But your kids don't want your opinion all the time. And I've learned this. I learn stuff from y'all every day, good and bad. But they just want to vent and they want you to listen. And when they get through, you're sitting there not saying anything or no. And they don't want you to say anything. They just want to get through it. And then by the end, they're telling you what they should have done to fix it. And it's like, it's easy to be a therapist.
It's almost like a brainstorming session that Shelby and I have. You throw it all out there, you vomit it all out, and then you're like, well, this is how I fix it. You
just get it out. You decompress it when you get it out.
But they don't want you to help fix it. I've learned that I'm just saying from my experience. They don't want me to just fix it. They just want the compassion. I'm sorry. Oh.
I think that's what's wrong now with a lot of things in the world, is everybody wants to protect these kids. Here's a participation trophy. You did great. Everybody's equal, and it's not good. Kids need to mess up. They need to fall down. They need to scrape their legs. They'll learn not to jump off of things. Those things are important too.
But it's also not equal, and that's what gets so frustrating. That's why there are professional athletes and there are professional artists. There are professional football players and there are professional volleyball players. One cannot excel like the other can, and the whole world is like, well, we're going to make everybody even across the board. And it's you can't. Physically you can't, mentally you can't, emotionally you can't, and I hate that that's
but
the focus.
You can kind of see the world has really gotten mean, and kids can be cruel and mean, and they can be very competitive, even like adults. But you can kind of see where the other side of that, where the coaches are they just don't want these other kids to feel left out.
Right.
So they
give a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but when you grow up,
I understand
nobody's
what
going to give you a
saying.
participation trophy. You know what I mean? You're not and that's the hard part. And
on.
I think it's shocking to some people. I've seen some kids, the generation behind me. I don't even know what it's called. What's behind millennial? I'm a millennial, I think.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. I don't know. But it's hard for them to accept what do you mean? I don't get it.
Because there's so much.
And I'm not saying it's just their millennials. I think it's funny because y'all look at us and y'all are y'all have lost your minds. I think our grandparents looked at y'all.
We're always y'all feel entitled. That's what we
right.
talk. That's how we feel.
And your
now.
parents thought y'all's generation was crazy. So it's kind of cool to talk about all these things. And everybody and that's what I like. Everybody's got a different opinion, and I like to see both sides of it and be open to it. You said, there's a reason some people need a participation trophy. I don't disagree with that. I get what you're saying.
It's just there's so many kids out there who never going to get a reward at all in their life for anything.
Yeah.
and so I can kind of see where they come from, but I do agree with what y'all are saying, for the.
But at the end of the day,
y'all
too,
growing up.
like, let them have the participation trophy when they're little, because when they're older,
When they're little.
it's going to kick their butt, no matter what.
I'm
Like,
saying when they're little, yeah.
yeah,
And
because when they're older, it's going to kick their butt. Like, life's going to kick your butt, and that's just
they need some
Given.
kind of confidence when they're little.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they gotta
So.
transition a little better.
Yeah.
You say the world's gotten me. I think the world's gotten soft. I think that's the problem. Everybody's like, everybody's fine. It's like,
But-
no, it's not. It's
The
the
world's
whole
gotten
world.
spoiled.
The
It's
world-
instantaneous.
the world
It's at their
Like,
fingers.
people are mean, and people are mean online. People are mean.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you can sit back and, like, say terrible things to people, and it's not, like, there's no point in any of that. Like, don't be mean. Just be kind to people and figure it
Yeah.
out,
Well-
I always feel better being nice than being mean. Because I have my moments, too, when I have my breakdowns about, silly things that are absolutely dumb to get upset about. When they mess up my order at the thing, we're gonna have a whole podcast about that right now.
Oh, yes. We don't want to get into that.
Yeah, Shelby, what's your next question?
I wanted to circle back to Mom was talking about like the kids and the opinion, and I don't want to shift too far from it because I wanted to kind of hear about. I know that Grandma instilled a lot of that in you, and I wanted you to get a chance to kind of talk about her a little bit. And you had talked about like the opinion thing and how she was very much like she's not going to give your opinion unless you ask for it.
Well, this is where I learned everything that I'm about is watching my mother, and my parents were married for 50 years, and just to each other, and I was lucky to have that kind of love and that kind of family and close to my siblings and that type family bond, and that's why I wanted for my kids to experience that and the grandkids. But with my mom, to me, it all started with her. I wanted to be like her. I watched everything she did, everything she said. And when someone would be gossiping or saying things, I mean, in my eyes, my mom was perfect, but I know all moms aren't. But
Ours is.
yeah, right. But someone would ask her something about someone, they would be upset and gossiping. She'd say, well, who am I to judge? And it was just like a shocking look on her face, but that just stuck with me all the time. And I always respected that so much about her. And no matter what happened in your marriage, my dad's motto was, when we were asked our hands in marriage, he said, well, you make your bed, you lie in it. In other words, if things get tough, you don't just run home to mom and dad. Mm-hmm. And so that made you really work at your marriage to get to the example that they had. But, I mean, they didn't have a perfect marriage either, I'm sure. But, a lot was hid from children when anger and things were said. Mm-hmm. You just didn't do it in front of kids back then. We're lucky at that. But my mom was always, the same way. If you want my opinion, you'll ask for it. And it's hard for mom to stay out of things when they see their kids hurt, and then you want to run to the son-in-laws. I'm going to be honest. When something's going wrong or it's looking serious, you want to run to the son-in-laws and say, I know she can be this way, but please just, And I asked y'all on the phone when y'all call and y'all are upset at your husbands for something, and y'all go, and I try to break the monotony. I always go.
No, let me interrupt you here.
Okay.
You don't. Mm-hmm. You take their side and you explain their side to us, which is really cute, but not cute when you're mad.
No, it's not explaining their side because I don't know it, but I'm like, well, maybe he was saying this and you took it this way. But I'm always, the first thing I break the ice with, though was y'all saying, well, what did you do to him, to make him this upset? And y'all always say, mother. Yeah. But
the funny thing is, I will give you credit.
I'm trying to say, there's two things going on here. You have to see what your faults are, too.
It's hard, though, too, because she handles them like she's like, now, this is how men think. And we're both looking at her like, we married unicorns. It doesn't operate the same way. This is not working. I want a different answer, and I want to fix it now.
Our unicorns are broken, Mom. You don't. Shelby and I have very, very similar husbands, and they'll laugh because they know it. Like, their personalities are almost the same. Shelby and I, our personalities are very similar, right? Mm-hmm. But then there's things that are completely opposite. Yeah. And then Brandy,
y'all kind of like being out there and in the mix and everything. Brandy's like, leave me out of it. She's the oldest, and she's like, leave me out of it. I want to be in the shadows back here and watch your craziness. Go on.
She loves their craziness. She always
And
supports
she gets
our
in it when it's
craziness.
fun, but it's when it's serious, she's like, leave me.
And Brandy struggles like being in the craziness with us because we'll get her to laughing and she'll have an asthma attack because we
Well,
make
it
her
may
laugh
be
so hard.
maturity, too. It may be her maturity and her being the older sister and stuff. She's like, let them fight this out.
She's real mature until you hear
Yeah.
she responds to
But
everything.
on the earlier comment let's get this straight. I have never called your husbands and tried to tell them.
You never
but I'm
have. But
saying,
it's really
I
funny. I
want
want to
to-
tell this story really quick because I called Shelby about this. You did. Like 2 weeks ago, me and B had a big fight that we had never had before, like a really bad argument. And he said something that wasn't very nice to me. And you were like, oh no.
Well, I
and
did
you've
get
never
it.
said that because of all the husbands, I will say this. I know he's not your favorite, but of all the husbands, he's always been, like I told you, calm, cool, and collected. He's pretty steady Eddie. Do you
Yeah,
agree?
okay, yes.
And you've never really been upset with him. Like,
No,
you've been
I've
upset.
always loved him.
You've been
yes.
upset with some of your son-in-laws, and we've all had, like, not bad, but, like, you're like, I don't like that. But you've never...
I didn't
when
tell them that.
She's been
though.
upset.
Right.
She's never been
Okay.
mad.
Right, but when I get... Brandon
When
and
y'all
I...
get to the point of really hurt, or they said something really hurtful, yes, the mother comes out in me.
But it's-
I tell y'all, but I don't tell them.
It's funny though because Shelby, this is what she said. I think I called you. She said it was so funny to me because she's never said that. I called Shelby and I said, Shelby, because I don't really talk about arguments that me and Brandon have because it's never really that big of a deal. But like
I know.
When
I hear
we-
y'all banter back and forth when we're
we
here, but it's
pick on each other
yeah.
constantly. Like that's
That's who
just our
you are.
personalities. But B and I. Like, we had a big fight. We don't usually do that. And when we do have a big fight, I don't usually share. I'm just over it. We get over it pretty quick. We make each other laugh, and then it's done. But I was mad at him, like, the next day. And I called Shelby, and I was like, I had a fight with B, and it's bad. And she's like, okay, what? Rolled her eyes. I'm like, no, really. I said, it's so bad. I told Mom what was said, and Mom's like, I'm calling him. Shelby goes, oh, gosh, what happened? Because you did. You were like, I'm half tempted to pick up this phone and call him. And I'm like, no, please don't do that. I was like, that'll make it worse, Mom. Please don't do that. And then I got scared because I was like, I can't stop her. She's half my size.
Well,
but
but I didn't. I got
I know you did it, but it was really
But
cute.
you did call back quick and tell me everything was okay.
And everything was okay, and we worked it out. But it's funny because I was like, I got off the phone and I'm like, finally, she has my side. He's not perfect. She's mad at him. I was like, kind of proud. And
And then you're like, oh crap, she's mad at him.
Do y'all see my
8 hours
world, how
away.
crazy it is? Just with 3 of these girls.
But the next day, it's funny. I told Brandon, I'm like,
2 of these girls.
my mom was gonna call you. He was like, you told your
didn't
mom?
tell
I'm
him
like,
that?
oh yeah, she was so mad at you. And he giggled. He said, I'll tell her. It was all your fault anyways. It was
Well,
funny.
let me tell you this. What y'all have done to
He
no,
giggled
it was
and he
just
said-
like y'all when y'all do get these little tiffs, all of you, when you get these little tiffs, and Brandy's even told me the same thing. She'll do something, and all of you have told me this about your husbands. She'll say, well, he said, you're acting just like your mother. Or I get the blame for it when y'all act bad or something. Or you now I see where you get it from. I'll do something here 2 days ago. And he goes, now I see where you get it from, Ashley. And I'm going,
she was
what
arguing.
did I do?
No, you were picking on him. He walked in the kitchen and he said,
You're telling me something about taking a shower
he
this
said,
morning.
I'm gonna go do this.
No,
I'm
he's
gonna
talking
go.
about the shower. And
Oh,
his clothes were in there.
He said, I'm gonna go jump in the shower, or I'm not. He got ready. And
He got a
Mom's
shower
like,
the
you're not
night
gonna.
before.
You're not gonna take a shower, and he's like, I took a shower last night, and he looked at her like, why are you asking me that? She's like, no, you didn't, and she
He
was
goes-
just trying to torment him the way he torments everybody in
he
our
picks
life.
on me like that all day.
And he looked at her and he was like, I see where you get it from. He's like argumentative, and I started laughing, but. Mom
Because
sits
actually
here,
said the same
Mom
thing
sits here
to
and
me.
acts all innocent in
I
this
thought it was
podcast,
funny,
and we
though.
all got to be honest. The reason they say you're acting like your mother is because when we get mad, if you put us in a corner, we're coming out.
Fly off the handle.
And we learned it from Mom. And guess what? I love it. I'm not a wallflower.
Well, I don't
I'm
love getting
gonna take-
mad, but
I don't ever
I mean,
get it.
everybody's gonna do it.
But I don't ever get
Exactly.
it.
But I'm tough enough to stand up for myself. You raise strong women, honey. High five.
But
I don't know if that's
I
good.
don't ever get it for the anger side. I get it for the like, why do we have Amazon boxes coming in, Shelby? And I'm like, Because they were misdelivered, but if it's my size, we're keeping it. He's
And then he says
stop
that
shopping
it's-
like your mother.
Mother. We all have our things. It's okay.
I'm accused of a lot more than I do.
Oh gosh, I think it's really funny. But what's your favorite part? We're gonna have to get to know you a little bit more. I love having these conversations.
Now y'all are
We've gotta-
picking on me.
Okay, Mom. My last final question is.
Yay.
Oh, we've still got a lot more to go. My final question is your favorite part of being a mom and your favorite thing about your mom.
Watching my kids grow up and watching them figure it out and watching the things they do, whether they're crazy or not, it's fun watching it. It's fun it's just fun watching them mature, watching them grow, watching the stages they go through, watching them raise their children, watching you raise everybody else's children, or your input. And it's truly like a village that you can't separate. We have like a tribe that everybody gets involved in everything. It gets chaotic, but everybody knows it's out of love.
Do you think it's weird that I don't have kids? Or do you think it's just hilarious that I try to mother you and Dad and everybody in this family?
No, I think it's because you don't have kids that you do try to mother everybody in the family.
She's
But
got
whatever
5.
reason it is that you didn't have kids by choice or not, I think it's because you got so much going on. You'd have been tied down, and that's not you. So
Nobody ties me down.
This is who you're meant to be. So yeah, like you said the other day, you're not a mother, you're a smother.
I am a smother.
Yes.
I'm
So-
everyone's smother. But it's really funny because I don't, you're giving all this advice and I'm trying to soak it in like a sponge, like I tell Shelby. You know, I can learn things too. I'm like, oh, okay, so I don't need to give my opinion. Moms don't give their opinion because somebody
Oh, they
calls
do.
me and I'm
That's-
like, okay, listen, this is how we're going to fix it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to call this person.
Yeah, you
Shelby's
give your opinion. Yeah.
Shelby's like, you can't call him. I'm like, oh, I already texted him.
I'm
But
more
she
like,
also will call me and she'll be like, what do you think? And I'm like, do you want the do you want the sister response or do you want the honest response? And she's like, I want the honest response.
Always.
But every once in a while she's like, crap, maybe I want the sister response.
I think I'm more related to Brandy. Like,
I think
you know,
so.
and the older I get, I see why Brandy is like she is. Just leave me out of it. Y'all figure it out. Y'all do it. But there's less drama with Brandy.
It's on recording. She just said, she admitted that Brandy's her favorite.
I didn't say that.
We got
You
it.
heard it. Yep.
We got it.
Us and everybody else in
I
the
don't
social
think
media
favorite
universe.
came into that. I
Don't
said
y'all
I'm
think that,
most?
like, she's most like Brandy?
Oh.
She looks at Shelby and I like we have lost our minds.
Yeah.
And all
Like
of y'all
right
say
now.
this about each other.
You never
You
look
all
at
say
Brandy
that.
like that.
Yes.
No, you look. She
Ask
can't even.
Brandy.
She's
Yes.
like,
We need
Brandy's
Brandy
perfect.
here on this podcast.
Okay, so Brandy's perfect. Yeah, we do need Brandy on the podcast. We're gonna have Brandy on the podcast.
Okay.
Who do you have a room at their
Then-
house? Joe's doesn't count.
I was gonna say all
Here,
of you have
all
a
of
room.
us have a
At
room.
your house, it's the bunk bed with my granddaughter.
We talk, and she's like, no, and then because Kay will get it all set up for me because he says that's my room. And I never hear that about my house. She's like, I don't want to sleep on the bunk bed. She comes here, she's like, I don't want to sleep in there. Like, I want out.
That bunk bed's comfortable.
They
though.
made that. The first night it is,
But
but
one night. It's a one night thing.
it's. I'm getting
It's a
a little
one-night
big
thing.
for it, but if Swayze's in it, I'm gonna be in that bunk bed.
We'll do
Needs a
anything
pillow
for your
topper.
grandkids.
Well, in my room at Brandy and Kyle's is because when I first went there to visit them, they still had furniture in there, and I would take turns sleeping with Deegan and Brecken. Well, at their age now, they really don't want Mimi sleeping with them, so they made me a room.
Oh, but when they do cuddle with you, is it not the best? Like when they're
Oh yeah, and now they come to my room to cuddle with me, watch TV, and if they fall asleep, they do. But I'm not in their room; it's in their space.
I'm
So-
out. Other than my kid, my favorite kid to cuddle with has 4 legs. And it's Ashley's kid.
And you have that.
Rufus is my new favorite.
You have
Better
that.
than Pickle. That's funny.
You don't let her in anymore. I can't cuddle with her.
Oh, she comes in all the time. But yeah, it's funny though, like being a fur mommy and a mommy to all of y'all.
You have
fun.
a full-time job.
I like being a smother. I think we should have Smother's Day like Shelby suggested the other day.
Everybody,
Some other day.
everybody has a
Some
part
other
to
day
play
we'll
in
have
this
Smother's
life.
Day.
Everybody has a part to play in this life, and whatever it is, you take it and you just do it.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
just and you're
Leading
okay with
actress.
it. It's not for me. I've never had children. It's.
Oh no, I
I'm
feel
too
like my
busy.
life is super full.
I know, I'm too busy. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why I never had kids, because they couldn't keep up with me. You're like I always tell you, you're like the hummingbird that never lands. It's just,
I know.
and I think you sucked all the energy out of me before she come along, but then I see how she turned out, and she's got plenty of energy too. But, yeah.
We are going to do our Mother's Day tribute segment.
Okay.
So
I want to share the video. You've already seen, or not the video, share the song. So you didn't know the other night. You were
A
confused.
Mother's Day gift.
I think you were a little bit overwhelmed. Is it the best Mother's Day gift you've ever gotten?
I thought it was just something y'all heard and shared with me. I had no idea it was for me.
She thought that we
Yes.
found. She thought
And
we
I
found a
cried because
video,
the word
and
of
like
of the song.
she thought we found some song, and we're like, "Happy Mother's Day! This is the greatest gift ever." And she was like crying, and then
At the
we
words of
missed
it.
it because it wasn't recording. But it was so funny because afterwards, and I had told her before, I'm like, "We had this written for you," and then afterwards, she was like, "You mean y'all like?" Specifically had that written for me. I thought it was so on point. So we're gonna play the song. Do you have the song, Shelby? Like we can play the song, and it's so funny. Like she was so confused about like what
y'all
it
had
was.
a surprise for me for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And then y'all played that song, but y'all usually send me songs all the time to hear about mamas and things, and it always makes me cry, and y'all know that. But y'all were going to get me on video when you had this one for me. I didn't know what it was until
You
y'all
might
gave
cry
it
again,
to me
but she's
online.
only heard it once. And so we're going to share it. And then we'll share it in the links in the comments so they can go and stream it. Because we actually paid extra so you could have it forever. It's on streaming. Like Spotify, all of it.
Oh,
Is that
that's
cool?
Special, yes.
Not sponsored. But we did do the song on, what did I do?
Songfinch. Yes.
Yeah, and it's awesome. We don't have a code or anything. We're not that cool.
Not sponsored.
Not
We're just
sponsored,
shouting it out
but-
because it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, go
Who
use
is still
it.
singing?
And the guy is amazing too. I'll have to look his name up. I'll post that in the bottom too because I picked him and he does Christian and country or Christian. You know what I mean?
So
but
did
his
he
song,
write it, or
he
did y'all
wrote
write
it. No, I wrote everything like that I loved about you,
All the
that Shelby
details.
loved about you, that Brandy loved about you, Scotty loved about you. We all got together like on different phone calls. And I'm like, this is what we're going to do. And everybody was like, let's do it. That'll be cool. She'll love it because you are.
Yes, sentimental.
Yeah, you're more like sentimental gift, you know?
Yes,
I didn't want to make you just a paper plate with macaroni on it glued.
that would have been okay too.
The North Star of the family, a fierce protector full of grace. 5 foot nothing but a pistol, who taught us love and taught us grace. Who raised up 3 girls and 1 boy, talked to God about us every day. Who made our lives full of magic, made the most of every memory. The best kind of crazy, a me, a home, a friend, a shoulder to lean on, a guiding light, always an ear to bend. God broke the mold when he made you. You're a tailor-made gift from above. There might be a billion people on this earth, but there is nothing like a mother's love. There is nothing like a mother's love. No, no. Always our biggest cheerleader, a rock you can always cling to. Talk to Jesus, talk about life, talk everything under the moon. You made us girls strong, but our hearts soft, to always look to the man upstairs. If you can't find it with Jesus, you can't find it anywhere. The best kind of crazy, a me, a home, a friend, a shoulder to lean on, a guiding light, always an ear to bend. God broke the mold when he made you. You're a tailor-made gift from above. There might be a billion people on this earth, but there is nothing like a mother's love. There is nothing like a mother's love. Oh no. We love you so much more than words can say. Dolly Parton's got nothing on you. You put a strength inside each of us. You're the center, you're the glue. And you're the light when the world is dim. You're the sun when the clouds have rain. Mama, you are an angel on earth, sent to spread the news of his name. The best kind of crazy, a me, a home, a friend, a shoulder to lean on, a guiding light, always an ear to bend. God broke the mold when he made you. You're a tailor-made gift from above. There might be a billion people on this earth, but there is nothing like a mother's love. There is nothing like a mother's love. No, no.
That was special.
Should everybody go
That's
out and
something I can
buy
always
that for
keep.
their mama?
Yes.
But I guess we'll close it out by telling everybody what the heck we're doing here. Like,
Yes.
This is kind of weird.
Yes, we need to, so, do you want to give them a preview of, like, what to expect as far as your next
I really don't know what to
shenanigans?
expect because it's always chaos and crazy and confusion.
Yes.
But this is, like, our vision for Unapologetically Archie, which I accidentally keep calling, unfortunately, Archie. But some days it is unfortunately Archie. I'm Archie, and Mom's the architect of Archie. That's the name of this episode. We liked the graphics
I
that we
built
came
you.
up with. Yeah, you did build me, Mom, and you started this, and I just wanted to say thank you because we love you more than anything. You have built this family with love
love
and
all of
compassion and the Lord, and all these things that you've instilled in us mean everything to us, and you are our favorite person in the universe. I know you don't think so, but you are always there. Happy Mother's Day. We
Thank
do love you.
We love
Thank
you very
so
much.
What
I
do
love
you think
guys.
about us going on this journey and doing this channel? Do you think we're
I
insane?
love it. I don't understand everything about it, but I love it, and I think it's great. I'm looking forward to all the different segments y'all have talked about and all the stuff you're going to do on
Yeah.
it.
And maybe, like, explain, okay, I just want to explain. For years, Ashley's been, like, the crazy, wonderful, all over the place, creative, artsy, like, no object or task or project is too big. So for years, everybody's told us, like, your family should have a reality show. Like,
Yeah.
somebody should be documenting the things that happen. This is not normal, like, from all the things that go on. So now that there are so many irons in the fire and she is to a place where she can kind of, you know, have like a live documentation of all these things going on is kind of the perfect reason why you're
Right,
getting to do it now.
And I want to share, I want to do all those things, but just like in the business that you'll hear about TWSH, TWSH, luxury home building, and you'll hear about the design firm that we have all the time because that's my child, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my fur baby's in TWSH, and we love it. Shelby works with me there. Mom has to hear about it all the time because it is a big thing. But we build custom homes, which is exciting. But there's also the most important thing in that is God. The most important thing is this, and this is God. We want to share family love, like
Experiences.
we're Christians. We're proud to be Christians. We're not ashamed to be Christians. If you're not a Christian, that doesn't mean we don't want you here.
And
We
we're
are
not
accepting.
perfect Christians.
Yeah,
By
we're
any
not
means.
perfect.
Yeah.
Christians aren't
Absolutely
perfect.
not.
You know,
mess
that's
up every day.
a requirement to be a Christian, that you're not perfect and you humble yourself to God, and that's what we're doing. And we're gonna mess up and we're gonna say the wrong things. I might say a bad word and apologize for that, but God's still working on my mouth. But I want it to be honest and I don't want it to be fake. But my life has changed drastically. We'll do a whole episode on all that, and I'm sure talk about that later.
Yeah,
but
we'll do a testimony episode for sure.
For the last 3 years, my life has changed, and I want to put like out into the world the things that I want to receive on YouTube. Like, I love YouTube. I love social media. I think it could be used for amazing things, but I think a lot of people choose to use it for things that aren't what I want to see, and I hope that you guys come along with us, because there's going to be crazy trips to go play bingo at the assisted living facility where my best friends live. My grandmother passed away a couple months ago, so this Mother's Day is going to be a little difficult, a little different, because she was like your mama. She was like a backup mama to our mama for us, and so we miss her like crazy. But in the way God works for us is we met 35 bonus grandparents that y'all came close to. Mom, you were over there decorating a nursery for the memory care patients to have baby dolls, and we just fell in love with these people. And when Momma passed away, like, we all sat down and we were like, how are we going to continue to have that relationship? And you'll meet Frankie and George, who are two of my favorite people in the world that are over there.
So
and
fun.
They're so excited about this. They want to be part of this. Like, we're going to go sit down and interview them, and I want you guys to like be encouraged to go and do things like that in your own communities, and go find friends, because it's not like doing something for them. It's doing something. It changed my whole life. It changed everything I think about. God's in everything that I do, and I want him to continue to be in everything that I do, and I want you guys to come along for the ride. We're going to do a remodel to a 1968 Avion truck bed camper, and my husband and I are going to pull it around, and he wants to keep it original. My mom thinks he's insane. My mom feels sorry for me. We're going to celebrate our 15th anniversary, and that's what you get when you've been married to Brandon for 15 years. You get a junker truck and camper, and we're going to redo it. So you're going to see like the craziest things go on. You're going to see $1 million homes being built. You're going to see
random parties and themes and
random birthday parties and a Tuesday.
Over creativity for things that nobody else would do, but we're like, yeah, let's dress up in costumes and do this. Like,
yeah, Easter Olympics, crazy pajama parties. Mom gets so mad. She's like, Ashley, how bad is it going to be? Calm yourself down. And I'm like, it won't be bad. And then I call Shelby and I'm like, we're doing it big. You reel me back in.
yeah.
You know?
And it's worse because we feed off each other. Like, Ashley's like, we're going to dress up and go play bingo. And I'm like, let's dress like old. And it goes from there on.
and we did a performance, and we have most of those things on video, so we're going to share a lot of things behind the scenes. We've had Easter Olympics where we did the craziest things and made the biggest mess of my mom's house. We're going to have lots of trips. Have Scriptures with Sisters every week, which will be cool. We're going to go through the whole Bible, me, Brandy, and Shelby.
Great.
Y'all will meet Brandy. You're going to love her. Mom's going to jump in on that sometimes when she wants to, if she feels like it.
If everybody knows us, they already know Brandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
For the
going
ones
to
who
be,
do.
it's going to be like such a cool thing. Fashion, affordable fashion. So y'all, I like to dress up because I watched my mama. Me and Shelby talked about it when my mom worked at Ken Trucks, like a trucking company back in the day, and she put her tiny little waist in these outfits, and she'd put these tall stilettos on. She had blue and black ones that matched this black pencil skirt. Do you remember that? And the blue top, and she'd put blue eyeliner and blue mascara on. It was so pretty. Yeah, and her eyelashes, they're still like this. Every single one of them is just individual. But like, I just thought she is so beautiful. I want to be like that when I grow up. And then getting into home building, I'm like jeans and a t-shirt. I've been doing some work on myself, like internally, externally, lost some weight. I'll get into some physical fitness videos, like things that have worked for me. I'll talk about my diet and how I've lost the weight that I've lost. But I like to get dressed up now. Mom, are you proud? Are you happy?
Yes. Y'all always dressed up when it mattered.
Occasion, yeah. But now every morning I have to send this one a picture of my outfit for the day, so there's no options.
Yeah.
It's part of my job now.
Well,
and she's a crusher.
That after so many years.
I'm telling you, but she's a crusher. I mean, she's like, where's your outfit?
I'm like,
what are the
tell me
links?
where it came from and I'll find the link, but tell me where it came from.
It's crazy though, like with the fashion and all that stuff, it's awesome because I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we've got this. We can do Temu, we can do Amazon. I can tell you what, because you've gone to Temu and you found some things that you didn't like. Mm-hmm. But you found some things that you did like. It's like a hit or miss, but we can tell people, like,
Yeah.
hit, miss. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's a good thing. So I want to include that kind of stuff. And if you care about it, great. If you don't, tell us. Like, comment below and say, we like this, we don't like this. Ask us questions. If you have a question for Mom, like, write it in the comment section. But please subscribe and
Please
follow
be nice.
along.
And even if you're like, I don't have any interest in the fashion part, or I don't have any interest in this part, we're going to be doing a lot of this kind of split up too. We're going to have industry professionals from construction,
Yes.
like people that we use on houses every day, come in and talk about what they do, from fixtures to like framing, like anything. So
We're also going to talk about, like, when you want to build a house. You might not want to build a house with me. You might not live here. You might live in another state. You might live in another country. That would be so cool if we had other people watching from other places. But I want to take you through, like, what do you look for? What do you ask? What do you require? Like, all those things. Like, we're just excited. This could be anything. I'm crazy. I've got a million things going on. But we're going to talk about all of it. We're going to also show the footage of all of us working on this house that we redid. That's a 1977 model house, and it doesn't look like that. And you're gonna get to see exactly what it did look like and how it came to be what it is.
have tips and trips on how to not do your own subcontractor labor when you don't need to.
But when you can, you know, like we've
when
done
you
some
can, it's
stuff
great.
ourselves too. Like Mom's gotten in there. We're gonna show you how we abuse our mother and make her wallpaper, all these things when she comes
Yes.
into town.
Yes.
Before and aftermath of the acrylics
Yes.
in the process.
Yes. So there's a lot of things that we're going to do, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So we hope you, like, really get into this and you jump in and get involved. Let's be part of the family, you know?
One big happy family.
But yeah, there's not going to be any of the, like,
Chaos.
the bad comments in the comment section. Shelby's going to get on that. She's going to delete that, block you. We're not doing that. Like, we're trying to talk about Jesus, talk about good things, talk about happy things, spread love, kind of give you guys the insight.
When things aren't perfect, how to get through it the best you can. That's the best you can do.
It's going to be way real.
Yes.
When we have an argument, we're going to discuss it about how we got through it. We are not perfect. We have not had perfect relationships. We
But
have
we've
argued.
been there and been through a lot that a lot of people go through all the time.
Exactly. And there's hope. Like, you want to talk, you maybe have a message for people. You've lost your mother. Your mother's no longer here. Sunday's hard for people. So how do you get through it? And we'll end with that. How you get through it. Because there's people that are celebrating Mother's Day, and we say Happy Mother's Day to all of you, and we're glad that you're watching. But there's a lot of people that this is the hardest day of the year for them. So what do you do?
Yes, I still miss my mother all the time, but on Mother's Day like this, it's just easy to watch your daughters be mothers and see other mothers with their families when you go out and focus on that. And if you have a mother-in-law and you don't have a mother, it's good to focus on them and make them feel special that day. And it is hard, no matter how long it goes or how long it gets. You're still going to miss your mom. There's always going to be that connection. That day reminds you of that, and instead of falling and being sad all day, you can just think of all the memories. Just the memories. My mom used to say, that's one thing I remember, is she said, always make good memories. Always make good memories, because that's what keeps you company when you get older.
Right.
Is the good memories. And the more good memories you make, it really takes the place of all those bad memories you have in your heart.
Oh, absolutely. You can get through anything with a little bit of love and a whole lot of Jesus. I think that's like...
And it takes time. It takes a lot of time
Oh,
to
yeah.
get through some things. It's not just instant and it's all perfect. But we've been through struggles, and we come out the other end, and God took bad things and turned them into good. So
Come out
He-
right.
we've experienced that.
God's good all the time.
Yes.
And that's the thing. That,
Yes.
you know, we walk through things, and we're going to walk through
It
things.
just makes
And we're going to
life-
walk through things on this channel, on this platform. When it's hard, we're going to talk about it. When it's great, we're going to talk about it. We're going to commit to that with you guys. Some people aren't going to be involved. Some people are going to be involved. Some people are comfortable. Some people aren't. My husband's probably not going to be on this, but we're going to talk about him.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to watch and support and hear what I have to say about him. But he's the greatest, and we're going to talk about him. But, you know, life is life, and we're going to live it, and we're going to talk about it, because we want you guys to understand that we're not perfect, but maybe us getting along the way we get along and hearing how we've gotten through things will make you go reach out to your mom. If you're not talking to your mom this Mother's Day, I don't know why you're not doing it, but I'm going to pray that God blesses you and repairs that, because you
always
get one
need your
mama. You get one mama, and you get her for one life, and it's important to, hold on to her. We love
Absolutely.
you with everything we've
And I
got.
love y'all, and thank you so much for this.
And we also want to hear from you guys. So if you decide you do want to follow us on this crazy journey, we do want you guys engaged. And if you are in a place where you don't necessarily have a tribe that's quite as big as ours, because believe me, we are a village and we understand it takes it to get through anything. Like, tell us about it. Reach out to us. We'll pray for you. If we can do nothing else, we'll pray for you and get you through it, because the whole point of this is to like be a light in somebody's life.
And you could be a part of our tribe.
Yeah, you can join our tribe.
Absolutely.
There's always room.
Absolutely.
So get on in here.
We're going to get close. Okay, to end it, we're going to ask Mom if you'll say the prayer,
Yes.
because that's the most important thing. We're going to do this every time. So here we go, guys. Bow your heads and pray with us.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the family I have, for the love out there and the love that we want to share with you. God, I pray and thank you for the blessings we have. We have so much blessings, and the biggest blessing that God bestows upon us each day is love, and we have plenty and can use it every day and still not have enough to put out there because we have so much of it. But God, we thank you for that. That is something that we never run out of, and we praise you for the opportunity to do this and to reach someone's life today. And God, we thank you for all the mothers out there, and we pray for those who will not be with their mothers this Mother's Day, that you will give them peace and help them through that day. But for those who can be with their mothers, their mother-in-laws, anyone in their life that they consider a mother, make them feel special this day, as I have felt this day, and look forward to spending the weekend with my other daughters so we can all be together as a family. God, I pray that you continue to bless us, that you continue to bless this podcast and the things that these girls are doing and spreading your word, and us continue to spread your love. Thank you so much, God. We praise you every day through the good and the bad. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. So yeah, guys, if you want to follow, please do. If you want to comment, if you want to ask questions, we love you guys. We love each other. Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
And if y'all have any questions, seriously ask us. And we're here to pray for you, and we are praying for you. We're excited about this, and we love you, and thank you so much for spending time with us, because time's special. And go be kind to each other. Hello world, Archie here, your guide to the good, the bad, and the hilarious. Welcome to Unapologetically Archie, where we take life's lemons. We don't just make lemonade. We squeeze them, we throw them up in the air, we juggle them, because why not? That's just life, right? This channel is a sitcom where the script is written by my dogs and the set is a luxury home that is perpetually under construction. The cast includes everybody from my calm, cool, and collected husband who insists that I don't show him on camera or say his real name, and all the way to my grands at the assisted living facility that I love to hang out at. The cast also includes my amazing contractors, the designers, the vendors, and my team who helps me build the luxury homes that I build. We're going to have design tips that make your space pop, and we're going to have some DIY projects that might make you question my sanity. But hey, that's the fun part. When it comes to fashion, I've got looks that kill. Figuratively, of course, nobody get offended. The only thing I'm shooting these days is my nieces and nephews and epic Nerf gun battles in my backyard, and the occasional deer when I get to go deer hunting with my husband. Don't get me wrong, I've had my share of plot twists, and I'll continue to have my share of plot twists, but I've gone from blackout drunk to blackout curtains in my newly remodeled bedroom. We'll get into all those stories later. You'll get to know me as we go through this journey together. But now I found my way back to the director's chair with a lot of help from up above. Guess what? I'm casting my next role as happy, confident woman, and we're all perfect for that part. So if you're ready for a little reality TV, a lot of DIYs, and 100% Archie with a lot of bloopers, you've come to the right place. We're going to laugh, we're going to cry, and we'll probably spill paint all over the floor, but that's just another day in my life, right? Join me on this journey, because life does not have to be perfect to be wonderful. It just has to be lived unapologetically. Grab your tool belts, grab your hard hats, and bring your sense of humor, because every day in this world is a blooper reel, and a blooper reel is a reason to smile. I love you guys. I'm excited about this. Please come be part of this community that we're building, because we're going to build people up, we're going to love on each other, and we're going to live and laugh and love unapologetically.
You can't cut off your forehead on purpose. That's about as far as it goes.
I think y'all should make mine tilt so I don't have
Okay.
wrinkles.
Hey guys, welcome to Unapologetically Archie. This is our first episode, and today we want to honor my stupid mother who can't stop laughing, who is driving me insane and going to make me miss the golf tournament. And I hate her. Thank you.
A dot went off.
Hey guys, welcome to our first episode of Unfortunately Archie.